Hey everyone, this is Ben back with you in the Midwest Model Shop. A special hello to Mason, my good buddy out in the UK. I hope you're doing fine out there, buddy. I know that the summer's over and now we're kind of moving into the fall time frame, but I hope you're doing well. Say hi to your mom and dad for you. It's good to see you again. I did want to let you know that besides your interest, there's a gentleman, actually it might be a couple, who keep asking me, am I going to work on the USS Smith ever again? I have never ever forgotten about the USS Smith. It's irritated me that it has taken so long to get back to it, and that's what we're going to do today. So, kind of major progress on that very simple ship. I'm going to go ahead and get most of the major assembly together today. We'll throw some photo etch up on top of it, a lot of photo etch up on top of it. We're going to get a bunch of more primer put on it. I'm going to add it's a bulkhead and a door that I have from a different kit to cover an opening that is implied to be a door, and I don't really know for sure. You'll see that. And then we're going to go ahead and throw a little paint color on it, which I think is a good stopping point. Relatively short video today. Not a lot of how-to. I'm just kind of going to show you the process because, well, I'm going to just show you what I've done because it's just, there's nothing special about putting this thing together. You just glue the parts on. That's it. It's really simple. Anyway, thank you for everyone who likes and subscribes. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you to everyone over at Patreon watching the Duchess of Kingston build. It's going really well. And yeah, that's it. Let's get into the build. So as we get back to the Smith, it's had several coats of paint. And I also went ahead, and if you see all the white lines here, I just applied a quick dirty coat of putty to try and fill in some of the gaps. I just thought that it was going to take too long with primer. I am not interested in doing all the sanding that's necessary to try and clean up this hull to make it look super sharp. We're just going to kind of press on and enjoy getting it together. So what I'd like to do now is get some of this masking tape off that I put on a long time ago, so we could get a little bit of our demarcation lines going here. And just kind of see I guess it's going to look kind of striped and funny here for a little bit, but there is a subtle, however not intense, layer difference here in the paint, right? And that was the idea. So we'll just keep getting this peeled off. Work around the stern here. There we go. So we got some big stripes happening here, but although subtle, it's there. It's nowhere near as thick as what I had going on with the Enterprise when I tried doing the layers of styrene, which, by the way, I'm still super happy with how that turned out. This is just way less work. Just to use the masking tape. And there you go. So we'll go ahead and get the other side pulled off, and then I think what we're going to need to do is probably get another layer of paint shot on this, right? Okay, pressing on. Well, we've made some progress since the spray painting. Basically, I went ahead and threw on, obviously, the funnels here and a bunch of the photo etch. It all went on pretty smoothly. Well, the bulk of it went on pretty smoothly. It looks pretty good from here. If we get a lot closer, maybe not so much. But honestly, I just don't care. I think it's fine. The biggest headache thus far, though, comes right here. If you look at the bottom of the funnel, there's this ring right here that goes around all of them. And it goes just like so. You put the ladder on first, and then you can go ahead and bump that up kind of towards the bottom of it. The issue is, it is the exact same diameter as the top of the funnel, and you've got this little bump that sticks out, so it doesn't fit. There's just no, you can't just slide it down. So what I ended up doing was on the first two, I forced it over and just kind of monkeyed around with bending the tabs back into position until eventually it worked. For the next two though, I said to heck with all that, and I just went ahead and cut it in the back. I just cut it so it would swing wide over the top and drop down, and it was pretty easy to glue back together. All right, here you'll notice we have a couple of bits, and then we've got an interesting collection up here of bits that are styrene and bits that are brass. And the reason for that is the kit shorted me 3 brass bit pieces. So I had to turn a couple of styrene ones, 3 styrene ones to match as close as I could, and that's it. The additional thing I want to change or do that's not per the instructions right here. So there's that door, and there is no door in the kit part. There's no photo etch. I'm going to double check. I can't find anything. So what I think I'm going to do is cut a styrene sheet that fits this and drop it into place, and then dig out a traditional hatch out of one of my photo etch stash pieces here and stick that on there. I think that will look good. And then let's go ahead and get a little primer on this, see how bad I messed up my photo etch and how bad the funnels actually look. And then we're gonna go ahead and just get some regular color on here. I'm sure the ship was one color, deck and sides and everything, but I think we're gonna do two-tone. I think we'll do like a deck color, and then we'll do like a hull side color, and I'm gonna do a red underneath here when I get to that point. So yeah, pressing on. Okay, as previously mentioned, here's my little piece of styrene. It's just a square, and then I found that square door with a window on it, which I thought was appropriate for the vintage of the ship. This is actually out of the Edward 1/200 scale Arizona set. I dug through and just found it in there, and now it's probably the nicest looking piece on the model. But anyway, that's a good improvement. That works. I think I want to go ahead now and figure out my water line, mask it off. Let's get some red paint going. All right, here we are in the middle of some painting, like I mentioned before. So I'm using this True North Precision Enamels, the United States Navy Norfolk 65 Alpha, anti-fouling red. Look how light and pinkish it is, very salmon-y, right? And I've already kind of started going here. I've done a haphazard masking job just to try and, we just want to get the color on. I don't want to be too much out of the realm of the right spot, I guess. Anyway, I'm wondering, I don't know what year this anti-fouling, Norfolk anti-fouling red color is. I don't know if 65 Alpha is now, if it's a long time ago. But it reminds me of the kind of pinkish color everyone was arguing was supposed to be technically right for the Titanic's hull bottom. And I wonder if this would be a good color for that, for those interested in going that route. It's not the most attractive color I've seen. And I am just getting this on here because we're going to do a black boot stripe. I found a couple of reference photos that showed that. Pardon my compressor. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but you know, that's what we're gonna do. I think it'll be all right. I mean, I'm kind of making up this paint scheme on this thing as I go. I need to check some of my notes and see what colors may have really been used. But anyway, it goes on pretty light, and I'm gonna give it probably a coat and a half, right? One full coat, let it dry, and then touch it up. And then we'll peel this paint off, or the tape off. We'll take a good look at it when it's done. But yeah, possibly a good Titanic color here. Definitely different. I'm gonna see if it grows on me or not. You can see back here where it's starting to dry already. I don't know. I get it. This might be all right. Well, it's gonna be all right because that's what I'm putting on. I'm committing to this color, believe it or not. I'm not gonna change it. I'm gonna leave it. But it's an interesting tone, right? Okay, we'll get back to you guys. Press it on. Alright, this is probably dry enough, and since the primer's gray underneath, we'll have some idea what's going on, although I think we gotta do like a blue, dark blue color here or something. Yank that off. This off. And then there's the fine tape job that I did. Probably nothing too fine about it, but whatever. Got a line. Work out the rest of it later. That is off. Oh yeah, still probably a little bit wet. A little tacky, but not too bad. Actually, I don't think I mind it that much. So, this is what we've got so far. I don't think that's too bad. I think the next thing that I want to do is get a blue on here, let it dry, get our blue on, get some main colors going, because then we can paint up kind of everything else and install it as we go. A lot of the railing, and we got our torpedo launchers, and then of course the deck guns. We're going to figure out this whole area up here. But yeah, not too bad. I think we're off to a good start. I think I'm going to call it quits for now, let this dry, and we'll get back to you. Hopefully, I think this was a pretty short one. Yeah, everybody be safe. We'll talk to you later.